Well, June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month, and this week we do know that the South Carolina Department of Social Services will be inviting the community to take a stand for vulnerable adults. So right now we have Connelly Anne Ragley with DSS to be talking about the upcoming World Elder Abuse Awareness Day walk and why raising awareness is so important. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. What an important message to talk about, especially when we look at our aging population in South Carolina. And I know you had a story just a little bit ago about a senior citizen that someone stole his SNAP benefits and took advantage of him. And unfortunately, there are a lot of evildoers out there, whether they want to get control of someone's money, or maybe they're holding them captive or not providing for their needs. And so the World Elder Abuse Awareness Walk is a day that's recognized usually on June 15th. We're going to do it this Friday at 9 a.m. here in downtown Columbia, and really just trying to bring awareness about vulnerable adults and elder abuse as it happens, and really working with our community partners, because again, the Department of Social Services, we're just one agency, but it takes all of us. It takes law enforcement, it takes the healthcare community, and really we don't know about elder abuse, and law enforcement and SLED and the Attorney General's office. We don't know about abuse or neglect of elders unless it's reported. And so again, just a great opportunity to get together, to share resources, share information, and really encourage folks, if they see something, to say something and to report it to authorities for help for that vulnerable adult.
Is this a big problem here in South Carolina?
So again, you know, they're case by case. Some of the ones that we deal with at the Department of Social Services are self-neglect. Maybe someone who doesn't fix a leaky roof, or has their power disconnected, or doesn't have any food in their homes. So those are the things that we're working with, kind of that well-being. But yes, unfortunately, there are criminal activities, whether that is, you know, taking advantage of a vulnerable adult, or especially an elder, financially. Maybe it's exploitation, maybe that is coercion and holding them against their will, or making decisions that are not in their best interest. Because one of the things when we deal with elders, and especially or vulnerable adults, is reminding them that they have autonomy, they have a voice. And so one of the things you'll see that we talk about at our walk every year is raising awareness, because we want the public to hear their voices. Because just because you get older doesn't mean that you lose your voice, or that your voice doesn't matter. If anything, it is our job to help amplify their voice, and we want to make sure that those that hear their voices, and to make sure that they know that any crimes against senior citizens, vulnerable adults, children across the board in South Carolina, they will be prosecuted.
Yeah, I mean, when people think of sometimes elder abuse, sometimes they think it's physical, but you also mentioned it's so much more than just physical. How has the walk really helped people get those resources throughout the years?
Sure. So this is something we started about 5 years ago, because there's not a lot of work in this space. I think, you know, you'll hear a little bit about it, or, you know, there'll be some trends nationally, but really just trying to bring awareness. And one of the things that we have found really too is bringing together community partners, local law enforcement, your sheriff's department. I mean, we've had some great engagement with sheriffs across the state of looking for those signs, working with SLED and the Attorney General's office. And again, it is not just an issue that DSS has to deal with. It's something we have to do all together as a community, because we can't solve all problems on our own. If you look at DSS across the board for our program areas, we serve 1 in every 6 South Carolinians. And so we are definitely not alone in this work. We have our sister agencies like the Department on Aging, as well as the Department of Public Health, you know, Department of Health and Human Services. There's lots of work to be done in this space.
So let's go ahead and talk about this walk. Again, that is happening Friday, so give us all the details.
Sure. So it's going to kick off at 9 a.m. and that's going to be at the DSS State Office, which is here in downtown Columbia on the corner of Bull Street and Confederate Avenue. And we do expect it to be warm, because we are in South Carolina.
It's hot.
And we're getting into the summertime. But we expect this to be a great turnout, a great crowd. We've got information on our website at dss.sc sc.gov. We will have a 1-mile walk. We'll have some just brief remarks and reminding folks that if you see something, again, report it. So we'll have that. We'll do a 1-mile community walk together, kicking off at about 9:15. We encourage those that either love a senior citizen in their life or this is something they feel called to come and do it with us. We'll have the South Carolina Victims Assistance Network will be there, a lot of our sister state agencies, law enforcement, as well as we'll have some information booths. So if you're a caregiver or maybe you need some additional information, resources, we'll have those as an informational session as well for folks to come out. But this is one of those things that started as a small idea and has really taken off. We've had several other of our similar state agencies in other states reach out to us and say, how have you done this? You know, how did you start this? And we're just so happy to bring this to the people of South Carolina.
I love it. Let's go ahead and punch that flyer up one more time so you can get all of the details on your screen. Connelly Anne, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Yep. You see it right there on your screen, scanning that QR code on getting all of the details. But again, it's happening this Friday at 9 a.m. And yeah, Brianna, it's going to be hot out there.